Welcome to this Rotary meeting of the Wellington Rotary Club. I wonder if I could ask Helen to lead us in grace, please. Of course you can.
President, fellows and guests, I thought today for our grace I'd use a quote from George Bernard Shaw. I just came across it at the weekend. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community. As long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I've got to hold up for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. Amen.
Thank you, Helen. Now, before I welcome our guests, can I please remind you to turn off your cell phones or turn them down, please? Now, I'd like to start off by welcoming Bob Buckle, who's going to be addressing us this afternoon, and he'll be more formally introduced by Donna Dentist after our break. Now, I'd like to first of all ask Derek if you could introduce your guests, please.
So we have Jo Randerson and O'Neill from the Vogelmorn Community Group, and Jo is the
Thank you. And we also have joining us today Maria Freditovich, I hope I did that right, Maria, who was a recipient of a John Eilert, or the foundation was of a John Eilert Trust grant, and she's going to be addressing us as a 5-minute speaker later this afternoon as well. And we also have Eliza Ning. Hi, welcome. Very nice of you to join us today. Thank you. So, do we have any Rotarians who've been away? Hi, welcome home. So thank you for the coins and notes from the foreign places you've been to. And any Rotarians about to go away? Martin, I hope you'll be back for the board meeting. Okay, thank you. And birthdays, I only have one, Kevin Lavery, and I noticed he hasn't been here for a while, but he must be still paying, so next time I'll see him he needs to put some more money into the kitty. Now, Anthony Scott, where are you, Anthony? He's outside. Well, he is now on, so I wondered... Anthony, you're on now. We're just waiting for you.
Sorry, what is Doug's preference? Obviously.
He's been talking too much.
Did you find yourself, Anthony?
Kia ora, yes, I shall certainly find myself. But I'd first like to invite anyone who's had recent success in the Masters short course swimming. If they have had success, if they could actually come to the podium, because I think we should recognise success. It may take a while. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Mr. Cullen. I have here a medal. Oh, yes, it does go over your head. Do you want to explain what you did? I think it's called dog paddle, but you can...
I came third in my age group at the North Island Short Course Masters at the Aquatic Centre in Taupo. 3 first, a second, third and fourth.
Excellent. Now that is an example of athleticism for us all, and I understand the fine is $1 per metre. Now I also understand that somebody has received a high academic honour. Could somebody who's received a recent doctorate of science and inadvertently informed the sergeant on his way in from pudding, please stand and receive the congratulations of the club. Dr. Luxton, congratulations. Right, very short run through. The Council of Legislation from Rotary met a couple of weeks ago in Chicago. Over 540 delegates met and decided upon changes to the Rotary Constitution and recommendations to the RI Board. Now, some people might get a little bit bored with my speech, so I'm going to leave this caption there just for the second and invite you to think of some, this picture up there, invite you to think of some captions. We'll come back to that at the end. I know a couple of these fellas, and some of you may have met one of them. So, what's your preferred definition of a Rotarian? A club composed of adult persons, of good character and good business, or that rather lengthier? Now, we're all decision makers, so I'm giving you very little time to make a decision, and I'm going to report our results back to RI. Right, so I heard A, right, B is the one that was selected. What's the purpose of a Rotary club? This is the new change in the standard club constitution. There'll be more detail coming out next week. So it does rather, it changes just a few things subtly. How about this one? Should clubs have flexibility to meet where and when and how often? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, excellent. The RI delegates agreed with that. Should we remove the classification system? Yes. Absolutely. Yes, and I've got to actually have pay praise to the classification committee of this club because, as you know, we traditionally have the Bishop of Wellington as a member, and so his classification was religion. And then the Dean of Wellington wanted to join as well, and this put the classification committee into a spin because he also deserved to have religion. Classification committee from this innovative club came back. Bishop of Wellington, religion, wholesale. Dean of Wellington, religion, retail. What a great club we have. Should there be a difference between an E-club and a traditional club? I just got some pictures randomly from the RI website. So, should there be a difference between an E-club and a traditional club? Yes, no? Quickly, leaders? No. No? Okay, well that's right, because the RI people said there shouldn't be a difference. Should Rotaractors be able to also join a Rotary club? Yes. Yeah. Oh, well done. You're so progressive. Who would have thought? Should people under the age of 35 be able to join as an associate? And what? What are we saying? Did I hear some elderly voices say no?
We're just teasing.
Oh, yes, Peter, I understand. Right, should married couples have the option of receiving only one? I'm a bit concerned about marital harmony. Anand and Susan charging down their hallway to get their one copy. Rob? Yes, that was one of the questions that was put up. Interestingly, and I think that this liberal progressive club will have worked it out, that word up there is married couples. And wouldn't it have been easier to have said, should a couple living at the same address? Right, now, should Rotary support a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions? My wife pointed out I'm not up there to actually advocate greenhouse gas emissions, though it's me talking. It's to say in the background there is polio, and polio still remains our number one. So we've got a few other questions that go through, but we're about to finish, and so we should finish with any captions. Anybody got an idea for captions?
I'm a friend of Donald Trump's. Will you vote for me?
I'm a friend of Donald Trump's. Will you vote for me?
We've got some tips for you on how to improve your membership.
Been said by either one.
I'm sorry,
Say it,
this has already been taken.
To follow Yui's caption, which has been before us before this one, we could have the Pope saying, who's he?
See, yes.
Or where's Anthony? Even better, Ravindran saying, who's he?
Knowing your background, I'll let you pass on that one. Hewitt.
The Pope, I belong to the Lions, actually.
I think we'll leave it there, Madam President.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Tony. Now we have 2 5-minute speakers, and I wonder, Derek, well, in fact, Jo, why don't you just come up? You know the process. If you could keep it.
I will keep it brief.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Kerry. Kia ora koutou. Thank you for having me back, and Kelly, my colleague as well, from the Vogelmorn Community Group. We were very lucky to receive last year the very first Rotary Club of Wellington Social Enterprise Kickstart Award in association with Akina. So some of you might remember that from last year. So again, we want to say thank you for that. That was a wonderful boost for our project. It gave us stature in the community because of the name of Rotary, and that was really important to us as a new organisation, that we could now then say we've received this award, other people believe in us as well. And also just touching again on this fact of it being social enterprise, which I think is a new way to think. I come from an arts background, I'm a theatre maker as well, and I know that arts sometimes really sit in that sort of charity mindset, and so for us we're determined to have some autonomy over how we work as well. So for us it's about being a social enterprise, it's about being clear about our social outcomes, but also being good business people as well, and not just sort of relying for a handout all the time. So that's what we're trying to do with this project. And just to very briefly recap, it's an old bowling club in Vogelmorn behind Brooklyn. The community who were using it, it was coming to an end of their time. And some locals, including myself and Kelly and about 10 others, could envisage a new purposing for this space. The bowlers didn't want to bowl anymore. The council reclaimed the green. And we thought, what if we reimagine and repurpose this space for a whole variety of different community activity? So we started dialoguing with the beautiful, pretty much entirely men who were in charge of it. You know, they took a while, but they finally did respond to us. This is the community group here, and supported our vision. We're very happy that we made a partnership with this beautiful old set of bowlers. So one of the first things we knew we needed in our club was food. Obviously food brings us together, it brings communities together. And clearly the community put their hands up to wanting to have some kind of commercial kitchen, which means that they can cook their own food and sell it. So a lot of small local businesses can't afford big commercial kitchen prices. So we thought if we put a commercial kitchen into our property, people can make jams, people can make bread, kombucha, sauerkraut, curries, all the sorts of things they want to, and then sell them. So this was our vision, and what we've been doing is we've been consulting with the community. So Kelly has been running a community participatory design. Do you know this? It was often called co-design. It's where you speak with the community and be like, what do you actually want before we design it? So through that process, which has been very successful, and has now been picked up by the council as a bit of a case study of how you can have these kind of community-led projects. We've been asking the community what they want in the kitchen. So here's one of the events that we had. You can see the food at the centre point here. So I don't have any glossy pictures to show you of the finished commercial kitchen because it's not finished yet. It will be finished by spring, and what we have now is the support of the community, the plans, and we are now in the final stages of budgeting and actually building this. So very finally, these are some of the things. Just in the case, I just thought it'd be a bit cheeky and say, maybe any of you guys have links for a commercial dishwasher or stainless steel bench tops, range hood, mixer taps. If you have any connections and could help us with a community price, we'd be really keen. And mainly, just once again, really thank you from the community group. Thank you to Rotary. Thank you for believing in this new social enterprise. It's made a huge difference to us, and we hope to invite you to a function at our club in the next 6 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Jo, and now Maria.
Hi, my name is Maria and I'm from Young Stoke Thrivers Foundation. We started about a year or two ago. We were at the beginning stages. There we go. So yes, I had a stroke 20 years ago and a lot has happened in my life since then. This is me 20 years ago after the stroke, so completely paralysed, double vision. I expected never to be able to walk again. If you would, do I have to press play?
Oh, press play.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that was during my rehab, so again, learning how to walk again, which I wasn't expected to be able to do, how to move my arm, how to eat, cut my food, I wasn't able to dress myself or wash myself or pretty much doing anything by myself. So as a 13-year-old, that's quite a life change, growing up in the beautiful New Zealand that we grew up in, having the freedom and the fun outside. Fast forward that a bit. Still grinning. And yes, I going through that by myself and having no role models to look up to. I sort of moved on with life and sort of made the most of it. I graduated from university with a Bachelor of Design. I travelled the world. I lived over in London for about 4 years. I kite surfed, skydived, rock climb. If you say I can't do it, I'll do it. That's pretty much how I live, that sort of Kiwi can-do attitude. If you would be able to press play, thank you. And this was during part of the fundraiser I did about 3 years ago, fundraising $9,000 through fundraising events and taking up challenges such as this one, which is doing the Gillespie Pass in Mount Esprit National Park, 1,600 metres high, 58 k's over 3 days. And this is me who's never done tramping before. So during that, I was approached and Young Stoke Thrivers Charitable Foundation came up, and it was formed with 3 board of trustees, so a very strong base. And our main aim is to empower stroke-affected children with a positive, confident outlook by providing opportunities for them to lead an active and fulfilling life through sports and recreation, rehabilitation support, financial assistance for education and personal development, and awareness in the community. So I'm sure you guys can probably relate that it's, you don't really think of children having strokes, but it does happen. So that's sort of how Young Stoke Thrivers came about, and we'll move on from that one. We'll watch a little bit more, but yeah, it was quite an interesting challenge, a great team of people. My right side is still very weak and causes ongoing problems with my ankle. I'm having major surgery next year, and it's been 20 years since my stroke. So I don't know if you're very familiar with Mount Esprit National Park, but it's a beautiful place, as in New Zealand. Now we'll move on from that. And there we go. Oh, one of the pictures is missing. But okay, so with the money that you guys could kindly donated towards us, I have used it for ergonomic office equipment. So I only type with my left hand, so it gets quite exhausted and worn out. So just simple things like wrist support and eye-level computer. And then also the printing of banners and business cards and brochures. So again, it's helping spread the word and helping children in this situation, in this life-changing situation, giving them hope towards the future and that there is support out there for them. So thank you very much. I greatly appreciate your time and your help and your support. Thank you.
It was really inspiring. So thank you. We're going to have a break now, and if we could start again dead on 1 o'clock to hear from our speaker this afternoon. Thanks very much. Enjoy your fellowship time.